Science! Just finished this week's episode of Dr. Stone.
Now, normally we're the type to read the manga first. In fact, this time I did.
What?
But I am excited to see what you guys think.
So subscribe and tune in each week for our reactions. This week was episode 11, Clear World.
We got an invention this week!
Pretty big one.
Senku's face was revealed and she was adorable, but she was blind as a goddamn bat.
Yeah, nearsighted. That was a good visual gag for me.
And again, I think this episode again ties together the way we've been talking about the way they made like light work with like, oh, this means so much to, you know, hope in mankind, but also the reality of, oh, we can just do more work now because we can work at night and whatnot. Glass did that same thing where to the plot we need it in order to do chemistry, but let's take a really human moment example of, no, it literally helps some people see the world around them.
It
It's a
changes
very
their life.
functional invention, and it's great because you were even saying at the end of the episode, it's like, oh, I love how there are all these steps before we get to the medicine. It's like, geez, let's just get to the medicine. But that's what science is all about. That's what's exciting about the show, is it's showing, no, at every stage, these fundamental, like, ingredients or tools or things, you know, that we can only make because Chrome gathered all those materials, because he knew where the natural deposits were, because we had craft artisans who are just, you know, like super talented. It's all about coming together, and they really tied it in with that little Kingdom of Science tidbit there.
Yeah.
Like, that was cute. That was really cool. And yeah, but again, the sunflower scene for me was really like one of the first honest emotion scenes in this show, where it was like, no, that was really cool, like that they did that, and we're talking about like, no, that's what this show can do, and that's what science can do. It's cool.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, I can kind of see. She was like, I'm not stupid. I'm not completely blind. Put the glasses on. This changes everything.
It's a whole new way to perceive the world for her. And it's so easy, I feel like, with Dr. Stone to fall into that trap of explaining what it sounds like. Well, they're set back to the Stone Age, and he's, you know, recreating science as they go along. But this episode, I think, typifies that different example of, okay, they needed quartz sand to make the glass. So I guess the episode will be them trying to find it. It's like, no, the episode got through that. What this episode was about was what glass means to people.
Right.
Yeah.
Not not what the difficulty of trying to make glass is.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Senku, like, I mean, that's the convenience of the narrative, right? It's like, no, we were able to get glass like that because we had the Kingdom of Science and we had an artisan, but the emotional impact of Senku, like, stealing his chemistry set and being like, no, we can do stuff, it's really cool to see him MacGyver. It's just awesome to see human science turned on hard mode, because that's what he's doing. He's like, no, I got, like, 10 watts of electricity, like a block of glass, like a mason jar. Like, he's got nothing, but he's doing this stuff, and everything's building. It's nice.
Yeah, it was nice to see that flashback of him like being a kid and that like same feeling. He was like, I got my lab again.
Yeah.
I can finally start doing inventions and stuff.
That was such a loaded scene, because there was that where, you know, this is the start of the kingdom, and then they did the whole kingdom explanation. But there's also that comment Chrome makes where he's like, why don't you seem very happy? And like, as positive and optimistic as Senku is, also in that scene we get that sense of like, no, he knows this is tough.
Yeah.
Like, this is not his father's chemistry set.
Right.
It's still really difficult, and you know, there's a lot of weight on his shoulders that we didn't get in this episode. That's not what this episode was about. But I still won't get to that point where, you know, kind of the weight of what Senku represents for all of mankind, you know, it is a burden to bear for him.
Absolutely.
Senku is God.
But this is the best part about it, is that we're getting in everybody else in it, right? Like, there is actually some elements about that, because he was explaining a life or death situation, right, coming up in the next episode. But like, there is a lot of weight on Senku, like with him, like, I am the bastion of science. No one else can shonen manga my brain, you know, like, he is the ultimate encyclopedia, so he is important. And yeah, but he's doing all of this because of other people. What I really like about the character is, yeah, he's got that kind of like, that devilish like attitude, and like, no, we'll just use everyone and I'll win. But he can't do things. They always put it in, and they always put it in the manga, but they have that scene, and I'm glad they're making sure to keep it in the anime, of him getting like he's exhausted, you know? He's
Yeah.
sitting there and he's having her blow the leaf on him, and he's like, look, I'm not a glass craftsman. I don't know what the hell I'm
Yeah.
doing. He's very open about, like, no, I have weaknesses. I suck. Like, I'm really smart, and I know how to do everything, but I don't have skill. Like, everyone
Yeah.
is useful.
And it's great to be at episode 11 and they're adding another limit to what Senku can do, right? Like, we don't want to get to episode 50. It's like, oh, I guess we'll just keep nerfing him down. But at the same time, because he's such an outward growth character with what we're doing, you know, every new invention is a new challenge, not just for the people to overcome, but for Senku himself to overcome. So it's interesting to see how those different limitations will start to kind of
the kingdom grows, but I'm very excited about this next episode. I think you guys will really like this new material that they've got to gather and what it means for the rest of the series. And the tournament, man, the tournament's
It's coming. It's
soon.
coming.
So what do you think about Spear Boy, huh?
Need some glasses, man.
I'm kind of on his side. He's just like, don't tell anybody, because like when you're fighting, you don't want to look like a nerd and then just get knocked out. Because he's like, I gotta be tough. I want to show off my golden spear. I don't want to have glasses and immediately get punched in the face and lose the battle. So I feel him.
It's interesting that he has that. Right, it's that personality issue, right? Where it's just like, no, I mean, that's not what a warrior would do. I'm very serious. If I have weakness, I have to confront it myself. And you know. That's dumb. Like, everyone's dumb, and they've got to overcome it in this way. And like, how is anyone even gonna find out, right?
To be fair, he can just walk up to Craftsman Boy, just like, I mean, look at him. He's been doing this for 50 years, all jacked, and he's like, want me to whip up a cool looking like scene like invention thing? There you go. Yeah, just like pull it up, fight, and then just take it off. No one will know. No one will know.
We'll see.
Let us know what you guys think is going to be the solution in the comments below, and we will catch you next week.
眠れない闇色の